Welcome back to Tansy Academy. In this video, we'll be discussing about SQL project for as a part of our SQL training course. This is project number 8, food delivery app. This is the last project among total 8 projects in our training course. A student can undertake any of the project that he is comfortable with. He can do one project or multiple projects depending upon the timing. We have in real time food delivery system is a very huge app, so it will be very hard for a beginner student to undertake end to end the full functionality of food delivery system like Uber. So what we did is we have simplified the scope and selected few important business operations that we will mimic in our project. So the high level scope, our objective is we have to build a database system. So before this, I want to let you know that we are going to break down these discussions into 3 parts. First part we'll be discussing about the business requirements of the project. In the second part, I'll be talking about the SQL based or database specific task that you will be performing as a part of this project. And then as a part 3 in the discussion, we'll discuss about the project as a whole, how you are going to undertake this project, how you can successfully finish, how to submit your assignments, and how to get them reviewed. So here we go, the part 1. Let's discuss about the business requirements of this project. So we are going to build a database system to manage food delivery operations, including restaurants, customers, orders, and deliveries. And then it's a standard practice that whenever there is a software, they break it down into multiple modules so that it's easy to design, develop, and deploy. So we will do the same thing but at a very smaller scale. So we can divide this software into 5 different modules. The first one being restaurant and menu module. The second one is customer and order tracking. Third one being delivery and payment handling. Fourth one is reviews and coupons management, and then finally is refunds and audit logging. So let me go over these modules in little bit detail. So in the restaurant and menu model, we have to track restaurant details, including their location and contact information, and at the same time manage menu items for a given restaurant and their associated prices and categories. So here it's like pretty standard menu. Categories is like it's a drink or desserts or like main course or salads or sandwiches. You can have categories, such categories, and then under each category you can define a menu item like a chicken burger or a pizza or a quesadilla, and then you have to define the prices. Okay, and then in the second module we'll be dealing with customer and order tracking. Here we have to store customer details, including loyalty points and contact information. We have to track orders, including their status and associated items. In delivery management, you will be tracking deliveries, including pickup and delivery times, tracks delivery agents and their assigned tasks. In the payment and refund module, you will be handling record payments for orders, including methods and amounts, and then you will be managing refunds for a few of the orders that were cancelled or problematic orders. In the reviews and coupons, we'll track customers' reviews for restaurants, including ratings and feedback, and then we will also manage coupons. Finally, audit logging module, logs systems actions for auditing and tracking purposes. So I have went through this high level business requirements for this project. See, we won't be doing the end-to-end project that includes web development like front end, back end, deploy it on the DevOps using a DevOps. We will be taking part the database development only, because this is related to the SQL training course that we are actually undertaking. Okay. Okay, so this is very high level overview of how the data flows within the system. And again here you will be as a part of the database task, you will be creating tables, creating data, manipulating data, and you will be retrieving very complex data sets via stored procedures, functions, and views. Okay, that we'll be discussing as part 2. So moving forward, so here order and customer are at the core of this data system, of this software application system. So customer places an order. He also gives a review to the restaurant, and the restaurant has a menu. So this menu will flow back into the order, and then the coupons can be applied to a order, and then a rider or agent, delivery agent, will be assigned to the order, and then there are payments made by the customers against a order, and in certain cases the customers can claim the refund if the order is cancelled or if the order is delayed. Okay, so if we look at this is the data model. So let's look at the detailed data model here. I'm not going into detail what a table and column is. We have about 100 SQL lessons or topics in our training program that we have extensively covered in our regular Zoom classes. So here I'm going to just explain the table in detail. So let's start with the customer table. So here you will be tracking first name, last name, email, phone number, and other information. So you'll be creating the table and inserting data, maybe 10 to 20 or 50 rows in this table, so that you can run even the queries for your dashboards. You can generate dashboard queries. You have to insert about 10 to 50 rows in each and every table. Okay, and then you have to also practice updates, deletes, and joins on the same data. Okay, so here we have customer. He will place an order. So this order comes from the menu item. Okay, he can order multiple menu items as a part of single order. So this table joins menu items and orders. These menu items come from the restaurant table. Okay, a given there will be multiple restaurants, and each restaurant will have their own menu items defined in this menu table. See, I didn't go to the nth level of, like, let's say item category can be a different table here. Okay, and then you can add a foreign key, but we made sure that we simplify the data model so that a student can handle the database task within 1 or 2 weeks, so that instead of working like in depth with the same project, we thought that it's better for him to spend the same amount of time on different projects, so that you get used to different business domains. Let's say we are adding like 10, 20, 30 more tables, trying to do this in depth, and it might take a month or 2. So instead of that, spend 1 week each on a project and then cover 8 different projects, so that it will be better for you to crack your interviews, and you will have more skills and confidence within you. So this is how, and then customer can place a review to the restaurant. Okay, and then this is how delivery is handled. We have table to track delivery agents, and then this table, delivery table, links a order to a given agent. Okay, and you can track the delivery time, pickup time, delivery date, order date, and the agent ID. And here we have coupons. So these coupons can be applied to a given order, so that the order total will go down. Customer can get some discount on his orders. Okay, and then customer makes payment against the orders, and then he can also claim the refund. So this is in a nutshell the data model that we proposed for your project. And let's look at the individual tables once again as a summary. The bold wordings or the table names. So in the restaurant table, you will be storing details about restaurants. In menu item, this table tracks items available on a restaurant's menu. In the customer table, you store customer information, and in orders table, it tracks customer orders. Order item, see, the same like in our sales project. Here you will be having an order, and then under the order you will be having multiple items. It's like whenever you go to a grocery, you get the bill, right? On the bill, on the top, the header section, you will have the date, the store, the sales agent. So all those information will be stored in orders table, and then in your bill, grocery bill, you will have itemized numbers 1, 2, 3. What items did you purchase? So those multiple details of a bill or order will be stored in order item table. Okay, so manages the items included in each table. If you don't have this, then a customer will be forced to place, or you can track only one menu item for his order. He might just say pizza, but if he wants to order a drinks, you cannot. So you need to have ability to insert multiple products or multiple menu items against the order. So you'll be storing that information in order item table. The delivery table tracks the delivery details: who is picking up, who is the agent, what time it was delivered, what is the current status of a delivery. And then delivery agent stores information about delivery agent. Payment table, it tracks payments received from the customers against the orders. It also tracks including amount, payment method, and discounts applied. The refund table records refund issued for cancelled or problematic orders, including refund amounts. The review table captures customer reviews against restaurants, and the coupon stores details of available coupons. And finally, order coupon, it tracks what are the orders that have used certain coupons. So it is basically linking your coupon to the order. And finally, the order log table logs system actions for tracking and auditing purposes. Continuing further with our discussion, let's compare the projects that you will be doing as part of your SQL training with the real world projects. As explained before, real world projects typically consist of 500 to 1000 database tables to manage complex business operations. This is the case when you talk about your banking project or your food delivery app. And then it's developed in real world. It's the software is developed and maintained by teams of 100 plus IT professionals working for several years, and it involves large scale coordination across multiple domain system and stakeholders. But our SQL training projects at Tansy Academy, it has a reduced scope, designed with under 20 tables to cover core business operations. And it is a focused learning, includes essential database concepts, ensuring comprehensive coverage of real world scenarios. And most important is it's tailored for students to complete each project within 1 to 2 weeks, aligning with their learning pace. So it's you might have guessed now, it's not possible for one person to complete the project similar to the real world project where there are 500 to 1000 tables. It cannot be done by an individual. You need a team of 100 plus people to perform such large scale projects. And key takeaway from this discussion is these training projects will cover all SQL skills that are commonly asked during interviews, and it will make it easier for you to crack SQL related job interviews. Completing all 8 projects equips you with SQL expertise equivalent to or exceeding 1+ year of real world experience. And this is true. Let's say that you targeted to do the first project with some help, and then in the second project you will try to be more independent, and in third project you are 100% independent, and in the fourth project your confidence level will go up. So by the time you complete all 8 projects, I would say completing 8 projects experience is equal to someone working for 1+ year in a real world project. Okay. And then we have about 100 lessons in our SQL training course, and we cover these lessons in detail during our regular Zoom classes. And apart from covering those 100 topics in regular Zoom classes, I will be taking up one of the 8 projects, and I will be completing all the assignments, and I will show you how to code the project end to end on a given database platform during our regular Zoom classes. And this includes designing the database, writing queries, implementing end-to-end functionalities. And after I complete each assignment under a project, I will be sharing the code for you so that you can use that project. See, you will be having video recording, you will also have the code for that project. Then using these 2 resources, you will have to implement the SQL skill set for the project that you are doing independently. Individual projects use the share logic, techniques, and structure to complete your individual projects independently. Okay, this ensures hand-on learning while building confidence in applying SQL skills. And most important thing is this question comes up like, okay, so our training supports 4 different database platforms: MySQL, Postgres, Oracle, and MS SQL Server. So you can choose any of the platform for your project. We will support you. We will review your project on any of these platforms. Okay. And the key point is, let's say if you want to challenge yourself, why don't you take up one project per database platform, so that you will gain broader SQL experience, and you will have more confidence when you go and sit in an interview. It's up to you. See, again, it's all about the time. If you have time, you can do try to crack one project each in one of these in all of these DB platforms. If you don't have time, you pick a platform and complete your project in there. And other thought process is, if you are targeting for a specific job in a specific database platform, let's say that you feel that there are more openings for Postgres, then take up the project on Postgres. Do first project and second project or third project as time permits on this single platform only. Okay. SQL projects for beginner. Project completion plan. Ideally aim to complete 2 projects. See, anyhow I'll be doing one project during the regular Zoom classes, and you will be doing your first project. Definitely you might need some guidance when you are doing your first project, but you need to go for the second project and try to do it independently. Even when you are in the second project, if you are requiring some guidance, then you have to go to third project, and you have to go to fourth, fifth, until you reach a point where you can independently complete the project end to end. Okay. Important note: choose one project and complete all 7 assignments for that project. Here I need to exit the full screen and show you our website. So I would prefer to go to the projects using this header link, SQL projects. So these are our 8 projects. Okay. And under each project we have 7 assignments. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have chosen a project here, try to complete all the assignments from here. Don't jump around. Like, let's say that you are doing a DDL assignment as part of company management, and then you are doing DML as part of student management. That will be very hard, because when you are doing a DDL assignment, you need the tables. You will be creating the tables, and you will use the same tables in DML assignment. And again, you will be using the same data to write your DQL select statements, and you will use the same table, same data to write the queries for your dashboard. So let's say I'm going to click this. So I will be going to the individual lesson here, and here see, let's say this is chapter 7. Chapter 7 has 4 assignments. Okay, so the first one is for company management, and then if you click this second one, it will be for a different project. So don't get confused with this. Follow the links provided in the SQL projects. Okay, this approach will ensure a deep understanding of a chosen domain while progressively mastering SQL skills. Moving on, SQL project assignments. As I showed you, each project will have 7 assignments. Okay. Let's go through these assignments in detail. So let me pick up a project. So I can pick this project. So the DDL assignment, if you click this, you will have questions. See, mostly we have already designed the tables for you, because this designing is done by a data modeler or a data architect, which will be at a much higher senior level. So we have given the table structure and definitions and data types for you. All you have to do is you have to come up with the SQL statement to create these tables. Okay, so this is your 5th assignment, where you will be creating your tables. You have to answer all the questions here. And then moving forward in the chapter 3, you have to create about 15 to 20 tables. You will have 15 to 20 questions in this is chapter 5. See, chapter 3 is just to introduce you to the concept of tables, rows and columns. So this won't be used in your assignments down the road in your project. This is for you to get the taste of what a table is, how to name a table, how to have columns. You might, so this is like a rough work for you to get your hands on to the tables and columns before you enter the your real project. Okay, so your real project starts with the DDL assignment chapter 5. You'll be creating tables and columns here. and then after you do that, then your second assignment will be DML. So here you will be using the same tables you created in chapter 5 assignment, and then here you will be inserting data, you will be updating data, and then you will be using complex SQL queries, like using upset concept. You will be updating the tables using joins, you will be deleting records, you will also delete using a join, you will be truncating. So you will perform all these operations on the tables that were created in chapter 5. So chapter 6 is your DML. And then moving forward, so DML, how many you have? About 20 questions in DML. In DQL, this is where you will be writing about 150 queries against the same tables and same data that you created in chapter 5 and 6. So this is your chapter 7 DQL assignment 1. So in chapter 7 you will be doing 2 assignments. This will be the first assignment. So I made sure that you will be working on most of the commands that we will be covering extensively in our Zoom class. So this turns out to be about you will be end up writing about 150 SQL queries to complete this assignment. So after this assignment, again in the chapter 7, you have a dashboard reporting assignment, where this will be like about less than 10 queries. So key part is this key visual, writing the queries for the key visuals. Let me take here. So this is the chapter 7 DQL assignment for company management system. Most importantly, you have to write queries to fetch data for such reports. So this is very important. And then, as I said, this will have about less than 20 queries to be written. So use this questions here to answer, to come up with your queries. Most importantly, you have to use this dashboard mockup for you to understand how to frame your query. And then moving forward, the final project is, or you will have another project, data model assignment. Here you will be using a tool, data modeling tool, to draw the data model. So it's like we have seen this in the previous slides. Let me just I'll show you an example. So you need to come up with a diagram like this in your chapter 8 assignment. Okay, so let me see, where are we? Yeah, so we covered chapter 6, chapter 7, and then finally chapter 10 is very important assignment. Here you will be coding complex stored procedures as part of chapter 10. This will be the last assignment. You'll be coding stored procedures. These are the questions for your stored procedures, and then you will be writing database views, you will be writing database functions, and you will be writing database triggers. So anyhow, as I said, I will be doing all this in live class for one project, and you can use that as a base to do the same on your project. Okay, and other thing is, we have given mockups in the chapter 10. If you are, say, let's say you are taking a banking application, then in the chapter 10 of the banking application you have markup screens. So you can use these screens to understand your project better, how to query, how to make sure that the output of your results are matching to the desired formats. Okay, so every project has a markup. I recommend you guys go through that markup. Okay, and then moving forward, and how to submit your assignments. Okay, yeah, so we covered this, and then you will be submitting your assignments so that your mentor or project guide will review and give the feedback. So the way you submit is and the project will be marked completed only after successful approval from your mentor guide. Okay, create a new Google Drive folder in your Google login and name it accordingly as per the recommendations. This will be the link where you can go, and you need to have a Gmail ID for this, and then you create a Google Drive folder. Okay, and I'll be showing you in our regular Zoom class how to do this. Share your Google Drive folder. After you create the folder, you have to share it with the email of your mentor or guide, and then you have to upload your files into this Google Drive folder. Okay, key points is assignment not adhering to naming or folder standards may delay the review process. So this will be your Google Drive folder name. You need to mention your name and your batch ID, and then this will be the individual files, like this is for the chapter 5 assignment, this is for chapter 6 assignment. So if you are doing a project on MySQL, use the keyword MySQL in the file name. If you are doing it on Postgres, use Postgres as keyword, and then this bank is the name of the project. If you are doing company, you say chapter 5 ddl postgres company.sql. so use this, and I will be see, if once you join our course, you will be getting raw files. So I'll be sharing the raw files for one of the application to you, so that you can also go into the files and see how you write your queries, answers, selects, inserts, updates, so that it will be easy for us to review. Okay. And then in chapter 10, if you are writing a stored procedure, we recommend to create one file for each stored procedure, and then one file for each trigger, and then one file for each database view, and then one file for each function you end up writing. And then like we have covered this in chapter 2, like a software architecture. Let's say that you are doing a food delivery app, right? So the end-to-end food delivery app, when it's published on the internet, it will have a front end, it will have a back end logic, and it will have a database logic. So the project that you will be doing, the assignments that you will be doing, will be part of this database layer. You won't be doing front end or back end, because this course is about database developer. So what you do will fit in at this layer, DB layer. So you'll be creating database tables, objects, and publish it to the database, and that will be your task as a database developer. Okay, so this is what presentation layer, business layer, data layer, stores, manages, and retrieves application data, and you will be working on this particular part of the software architecture. Okay. Write SQL projects. Where SQL projects fits in, we discussed it. SQL project focuses on the data layer, the foundation of a software system. The tasks include, you'll be designing database schema, managing data storage and retrieval. Chapter 5, 6, and 7 assignments. You will be optimizing the data access in chapter 10 using stored procedures and views, and you will also ensure that data integrity and security is maintained. All will happen at this level. Your work in SQL projects directly supports the backend layer by enabling efficient data handling for business operations. And then if you talk about the software development lifecycle, you should know, the work you are doing, the assignments you are doing, where do they fit in the real world. As we discussed in chapter 2, there are about 6 to 7 phases in SDLC, software development lifecycle. So what you do, right, it fits at system design and implementation. So that means, so there will be some design part where the senior people will design the data model here, and then in this phase 4 implementation part, there will be developers coding the front end, developers coding the back end logic, and then you will also be involved here as a database developer to write your stored procedures or query, or to do report developing in the stage 4. Okay. And then you will also support testing if there are any bugs found in your database tables or queries or stored procedures. You will be notified at this stage, and then you will have to go and fix those errors. And then you will be involved when you'll be writing your database programs here, logic or codes here, code blocks here. They need to be deployed to the production. So you will be involved in step 4, writing the code, in step 5 when it's tested if there are errors, and you will also be involved when your code will be pushed to the production. Okay. And then if you talk about the roles in the SDLC, right, so in the planning phase, you will be dealing with business analyst, product owner, who will define the business requirements. In the design phase, you will be dealing with solution architect and data architect. Data architect is a person with about 5 to 10 years of experience. So you being the beginner, there will be a data architect on your team, and there will be a data modeler. And in the implementation phase, the IT roles will be like front-end developer, back-end developer. So this is where you fit in terms of the IT roles related to this software development lifecycle. So you'll be working as a database developer or a report developer, and then you won't be involving in testing phase, where QA engineers and database testers will be doing the testing. and in the deployment phase, the roles related to the database will be database administrator. But I want to make sure that this course does not cover the database administration topics or a stream. This course is aimed at you becoming a database developer or report developer at the stage 4 of the SDLC. So these are all different roles involved in completing a software project. And as I have already showed you, we have dashboard markups and website markups. So I recommend you guys to use this. So this is what I meant by markups. This is the website markup. Let's say you are working on a banking. So in general, this is how the screens will be developed, and the customers using the banking mobile app or web app, they will be seeing the data in this format on the web app or mobile app. Okay, so I recommend you use this so that you understand how your data is being used by the end customer. And as I told, this is the dashboard reports. You have to use these mockups too. And then this why these mockups are important. Like, it clarify the data inputs, outputs, and relationship required. You will see how your data will be formatted, what is required. You can also see when user is logging in, what are the input fields. If you are writing a stored procedure to validate a login, you will see what is coming in from the website and how you are going to use that to say that a login is correct or wrong. And then it enhance workflow understanding. It can be also used as a communication tool between business people and the software development people, so that there are no misalignment or misunderstanding of the requirements. You are mentor at Tansy. Every student will be assigned a dedicated mentor guide. Each student is assigned a mentor to support their learning journey. So what will be the mentor doing? Assignment review and approval. He will be reviewing your assignments and he or she will review and approve the assignments, and he will also guide you in your first project, help students understand the project requirements in depth, answer any questions related to database design queries and workflows. And apart from that, he or she will conduct a mock interviews at end of your project to see if you are ready to crack the real world interviews. Key benefit, personalized mentorship ensures students are job ready and confident in their SQL skills, so that you don't get stuck with your projects, or let's say you have some issue with the group by or some SQL commands, you can take help from your mentor. And finally, what is the outcome of this entire SQL training course at Tansy Academy? So you will gain key skills gained is proficiency in designing and managing relational databases. You will get hands-on experience during your projects for SQL data definition language, data manipulation language, and data query language. And also you get experience on advanced topics like database views, triggers, and database store procedures. You will know how to connect the business requirements and how to convert those business requirements into SQL code. And the practical experience front, you will completion of a real world SQL projects covering multiple domains. You have opportunity of doing 8 projects at Tansy Academy. So depending on time, you can get experience on various domains in the sense, you'll be doing a company management software, you'll be working on a banking software, you'll be working like on a social media app like Facebook app, you'll be working on a food delivery app. So it's up to you which domain you want to choose, pick and choose. Exposed to database development and query optimization. So you'll be writing a lot of queries. Maybe you'll be writing about 500 plus queries to complete your project. Career readiness, once you do the projects, if you are not confident after project 1, complete the project 2. Even after you are not confident in project 2, after project 2, go for project 3. But you go to a point where you are job ready and you are confident enough to tackle SQL interview questions through mock-up interview sessions that we conduct, and expertise to apply for roles like database developer, data analyst, and SQL programmer. At the end, once you successfully complete your project and your project is approved by your project guide, then you will be receiving a SQL certification validating your skills and project completion. So if anyone has any doubt beyond this detailed explanation of the project, you can contact us on at tansyacademy.com, or you can go and fill up a contact form at our website tansyacademy.com.